Hi everybody, this is Jerry Dean. We're going to go over the case of a missing child in Idaho. He's 5 years old. It's coming up next. So I've been watching this case for several days. This boy, Michael Joseph Vaughan, he's 5 years old and he has been missing since Tuesday. Now there's been an extensive search for him, and all around the neighborhood, volunteers, authorities, everybody, drones, dogs, helicopters, everything looking for this boy since Tuesday, and they have not been able to locate him. So let me give you a little bit of the background. So Michael Joseph Vaughan, he went missing on July 27th, 2021 around 6:30 p.m. Now, he was living in a home near Southwest North Street in Fruitland, Idaho. I believe I figured out which house it was at, but I'm gonna leave that off for now. And there was also, in the very first posting of this from the media, I saw that they were also talking about that he was near South Arizona Avenue and the 9th Street in Fruitland. And I thought to myself, well, does that mean he was standing on the corner or something? And then I started seeing a lot of posts that said, oh, he was right outside his house. Well, I kept doing research and I found that the authorities had actually posted that he was seen walking eastbound on Southwest 9th Street at 6:45 p.m. Now, I don't know if this means that somebody witnessed him walking there since the original distribution of his missing information, or if maybe he was picked up on a ring camera or something going by. I'm not sure, but it does come from the authorities. So with that, we know that he was away from the house. Even though there's many posts saying he was in the front, I'm gonna lean towards what the police are saying, that he was over in that area. And I have maps, I'll show you the maps here. And it shows you where he's at in Idaho and also the direction that he headed on the Arizona Street and 9th Street. And I believe his family lives on 9th Street. Now, this is a developing story. It is gaining momentum now as the days go by, because I'm recording this on Friday. So Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So we're going on 3 days that he's been missing. And many people are asking that, is it possible he was abducted? And I saw a post about asking that question, and you can't help but ask that question, because why would a 5-year-old go wandering off? Well, I've heard people mention that he tended to wander away from the house, but I'm not getting any confirmation from anybody else. So I'm just going to ignore that at this point. But one person did post, I want to read this to you. And she, in response to that abduction, she said, they don't know, he was last playing in his front yard, one article said. Now they said article, okay? They don't have much yet. My cousins knew him well and had him all the time and knew the family very well. This happened in the town right next to my hometown. So I asked her, I said, I posted up, I said, did he normally play outside by himself, or was he going to someone's house? And that was, 24 hours ago, and I haven't received a response back, or maybe she doesn't really know. So that is about as much information out there. No one outside the family is talking about any particulars on this case. And there doesn't seem to be, the parents aren't coming forward at this point in time, except there's a post on Facebook from a Tyler Vaughan, and I want to share to you what he has to say. He says, please share, please help me find my little boy. Update 7 o'clock tonight. And that would have been, it's not quite 24 hours yet. Tonight will be 48 hours. They won't issue an Amber Alert. So please, whatever you do, wherever you are, no matter how far away, please share and help me find my monkey. That's the nickname that Michael goes by. I also want to thank my friends and the entire community for their help, love, and support. Now, there was just one picture for a couple of days, but as time's gone by, we have more pictures that have been distributed. There are pictures of him and people questioning, I think that maybe he's got a bruise on him, but it looks to me just like a kid playing in dirt. It doesn't look like a bruise to me at all. And of course, we just kind of reflect back to the Summer Wells case. It started off small like this too, and over time it developed in this huge national story because they don't know what happened to Summer. The parents were saying that she was only outside for a few minutes and she just disappeared. The father, Don, was saying that somebody abducted her. The mother said she took her eyes off of her for a few minutes and she had gone down to the basement and then she must have gone out the door. No one exactly knew what happened to her. And because of where they were located on this hill in this rural area, it would seem strange that somebody would just walk up and grab her. Well, here we have another boy who's 5 years old over in Idaho. Now he's missing, and there's similar situation where he seems to have gone outside and walked up the street a bit, and then he's just disappeared. There doesn't seem to be any surveillance at this point, except for that one where I mentioned to you that the police said they knew he was up the street a ways. And I still don't know how they knew that information. It could have been a camera or it could have been a witness. But I'm not hearing anybody saying that this was a thing that this child mostly did. And I heard social media stating that he did wander around the neighborhood, but I haven't heard anything from the parents. I haven't heard anything from the authorities. So I'm not going to state that that's what he normally did. Now, where would he go? Well, there was corn stalks out there near the house, a block or so away. And you can see that in this map. And I believe the authorities really felt that that's where he went and got lost in the corn stalks. So they went in there and they went row by row by row searching for him. And they never found anything. And that was at least 24 to 48 hours ago. They've gone through all that. So nothing there. Now they're wondering if maybe he's gotten hung up someplace inside a trunk of a car or in a shed somewhere and he can't get out. They do feel that wherever he was at, if he could get away, he would get away, or come home. That is the feeling I'm getting from the authorities. They do feel that if he had the opportunity to get home. So now they're kind of feeling that maybe something has happened to him, an accident, and that's why they can't locate him. There's ditches over there also. They've gone through the ditches. They've got some water out of the ditches. They've gone through there. So as time goes by, they're finding more and more that it may lead to the fact that he's not in this area. And if he's not in this area, that means somebody picked him up and took him away. And I hate to think that that's might have been what happened. And I don't know for sure, but if he was a boy that wandered around the neighborhood, was very friendly and visited his neighbors, sometimes you'll have people notice that they don't have good intentions. And then they start thinking, And I hate to even think that. The same thing with the Summer Wells case. They've never thought that anybody has abducted her except for Dawn. It may be with this case too. They don't seem to think that anybody's abducted him, that he just wandered off. But if you search and search and search and search and you don't see anything of where this child might be, if there's no shoes left around or there's no kind of sign or evidence that he's anywhere, you can't help but think that maybe he was taken somewhere, which leads us to the Amber Alert. They do have an endangered child alert, which they say is just as effective as the Amber Alert. So the only difference is with the Amber Alert, you need to have somebody actually see a child being put into a vehicle or see a person actually take the child so they have a description. And that's usually the number one thing they're looking for before they put out an Amber Alert. Although with the Summer Wells case, they didn't do that. They did an Amber Alert even though no one had seen her disappear. no one's seen her with anyone. But here we are with Michael, and I don't know what's going on with the surveillance cameras, if they've seen anything on any neighbors, if they've seen him walking any place. I haven't heard anything at all. They have all types of volunteers in there, all kinds of family and friends and volunteers that come there to search and walk side by side to look for this boy. Where with Summer Wells' case, they kept everybody out because of the terrain and how rough it was there. So everybody has been looking for him, and there's been no sign of him. So I'm wondering if maybe he's not in the area. So I'm going to put it out there. If you're in a nearby town or a nearby state, keep an eye out for this boy. You'll see many pictures of him, and maybe he's with someone. We just don't know at this point in time. And there's one more thing I wanted to mention. It's the timeline. I know that Summer's mother said that she was missing only a few minutes, 15, 20 minutes before she realized she was gone. And that was it. That was the timeline. And she was only a few minutes and boom, she's gone. She went down to the basement and that was it. I don't know if there was footsteps going out of that basement. And as you know, there was a trail that led down the driveway. We don't know how. I'm assuming that was a fresh trail and then went out to the road. Dawn corrected it later and said it went cut through the woods and went out to the road. But my thought is, I think the timeline was longer than that. I think that there's a possibility that Summer Wells was by herself an hour or maybe even 2 hours before they even noticed she was gone. You go back to the time that her mom and her grandmother and her returned back to the house. I think it was shortly after that she might have went up there and did the gardening a little bit, but I think that maybe she might have wandered off at that point and nobody really knew, went to go check on her until much, much later. And I think that was what's given us that's why she can't be found, because so much time had gone by before they realized she was gone. Now, if we have this case with Michael, we don't know about him. If he traveled around the neighborhood, as some people are stating, we still don't know this for sure, but if he traveled around the neighborhood and visited other kids and other neighbors, it's a possibility he could have been gone a lot longer than the parents realized he was gone, leaving a big, big gap for him to go missing. It could have been a half an hour, could have been more like an hour to an hour and a half before they realized he wasn't around. They could have thought that he went over to a relative's house, and I'm not sure, but I did see some relatives in the area. The names matched, but I'm not sure if that's their relatives. They just happen to have the same last name. But he may have thought that I'm going to go there, and he could have been gone a good hour before anybody saw he was gone. Also, the authorities have said that the family has been 100% cooperative, and although they haven't appeared in front of camera yet or anything like that, and other than that one Facebook post I mentioned earlier, we haven't heard from them at all. So the police are asking the community to be respectful of their privacy during this difficult time, and I really don't know what that means, other than maybe don't spread any social media rumors like was going on with Summer Wells' case. So let me give you a description of Michael. He is blonde hair, blue eyes, 3'7", 50 pounds. Now he was wearing, they're saying dark blue boxer briefs. Now I'm assuming those are underwear that he was wearing, sandals, and he had a light blue t-shirt with Minecraft on there. And you can see the picture of the Minecraft shirt on that he was wearing. Luckily they have what it was that he was wearing, so you can see what it looks like. Now, Michael goes by the nickname of Monkey. And I guess that's a name that his parents called him. And in the Facebook post with his dad, you can see he was also calling him Monkey there too. All right, that does it for today. Thank you so much for listening. Keep your eye out. Bye.